Hey, I want to wrap my mind around something very briefly. And this is just to spark thought. Okay, this is not for a conversation. I just want to invite anybody watching this that you do the same for me and try to wrap your head around this, because I had a thought, right? And I had, a conversation. And the conversation is for men, especially black men. Okay? Black men that have been hurt, confused, or quietly undone by relationships that looked healthy. Okay, that looked healthy on the surface. Okay, looked healthy on the surface but felt destabilizing underneath all that. Something like inside of them, they know it wasn't. And this is not a blame session at all. This is something that is hidden, that is felt a lot. This is not a gender war at all. This is just clarity. Okay, this is just clarity. This could be about a job, holding it down, whatever. Because some men, they don't get broken just by love. Okay? It could be just they were drained by environment. You know what I'm saying? Where growth was talked about, okay, and it was formulated. But as far as the real accountability of that, something was missing. Something was just missing. And y'all, excuse me, that's my dog trying to go wherever he wants to, and he's just stuck with me for a little while. So let me just slow down. Let me slow down. Shh. Okay. So you can do that even in sports, positions and careers. There's so many different relationships where self-improvement is a language, right? Okay, a language of improvement is used as a cover, okay? Making sure everything is ran perfectly. Where even therapy terms or spiritual growth or doing the work becomes just tools. Tools. That's it. Don't have to have no connection whatsoever. Who cares? Okay? It's just all about control. Yep. Just like that. Just like that. So that doesn't mean I'm not even pointing at women. Okay? It doesn't mean women are the problem. Yes, they can be. But I'm just talking about the means dynamics that can be harmful when power is hidden. Okay? When it's hidden behind what? Progress? Growth? For somebody to decide whether you're good enough, whether he's good enough. Some men can say, oh, I just stayed because I was being loyal. And that was endurance, Ooh. Some can probably think and say, well, I stayed in that situation because leaving felt like I would be a failure. Some can say and think I stayed because he was taught that real men are supposed to absorb pain quietly and just keep it moving. And over time, 30 years or something? 10 years? I don't know. They stopped even recognizing themselves. Do that sound familiar? So just breathe through that and let's slow it down. Because let me give you a little something. Here's something that doesn't get said enough. A person can be polished, educated, spiritually aware, and still emotionally unsafe. that favorite word as far as narcissistic dynamics don't always look loud or aggressive. Sometimes it has this certain type of look of cool, calm, and collected. And sometimes it even looks so accomplished, so accomplished. Sometimes they even look like constant self-focus with no room for repair. None. Even if you would bring concerns to them. You're being too sensitive of what you're seeing. And then the defensiveness or not healed enough yet. That, me. And then you just confusion because some people can see it, right? The kind of confusion, feeling it, that changes a man's nervous system. And I think I might have talked about this before, but I just wanted to put it out there and just actually center on something. I wanted somebody to maybe have a regulation moment and invite themselves into their mind and wrap around and see if they can see themselves. And if that happens, just take a breath with me right now. Slow this down. Inhale and exhale. Let it out. Let go of what is coming up. Let it go. Let it. Because if your body is relaxed, just hearing this, okay, that tells you something. It should tell you something. It should tell you something good. Or just the opposite. But you're just refraining from having to be strong. Many black men are never, ever, ever, ever weak. And they do come, there's some that come across as such. They were told that they were loyal in environments that just punished them. Just because they wasn't putting up with somebody else's mess. You know, punished because of their vulnerability. Okay? Trying to love correctly inside certain systems, certain fantasies, certain plays that just basically rewarded them because they were silent, and then when they finally get up and leave and ghost somebody, they didn't even feel free. They just felt like they were kind of disoriented. That's not good for no brother, don't know. But let me say something to you. That's not even failure. Your nervous system will make you feel like you disoriented because of that. You know, your nervous system just will fall out. You know, and you have a right to understand that that is actually normal. But the purpose of what and why I'm saying wrap your head around it is because this is the space that you do that. This is the space that exists to help, you know, even men to wrap their minds, because they're these educated, you know what I'm saying? Wrap your mind around what happened. And you could do it in a space where it won't be no shame. It will be without blaming yourself. Okay? And some of y'all can have these conversations, you know, without demonizing anyone. Okay? Be that person that someone could understand, because clarity comes before healing, right? And healing comes before, okay, not after, before rebuilding. You have to have understanding, okay? So what you can be talking about is emotional manipulation. If you educated, self-educating, you can be talking about trauma bonding. Get a list, write this down. Emotional shutdown, look it up. Okay, misplaced loyalty, look all that up. And how responsibility does not mean self-erasure. Okay, rewind this video, do the research yourself, because this is about repair. Okay? Not resentment. No. I'm just sparking some flame, invoking thought. Because I don't have all the answers. You might recognize self over, I'm not, some people want to call men out. I'm just calling in. Okay? If you've ever said to yourself, I don't recognize myself anymore. Okay? Or, because I can't speak for men, but I'm just, I'm getting into character here. Or you end up saying, I stayed too long trying to be understanding. And you don't even recognize yourself. But yet you, or you feel calm, right? You feel calm, but you feel empty. That's like, okay, this conversation was for you. This conversation was for you, okay? You don't need to prove you were right. You don't need to expose anyone. You don't need to relieve no one's chaos. They want you to. They saying it's you. You got to make me feel better. And you. No, you need understanding and grounded direction. And you can do that. Just rewind this videotape and wrap your head around certain things. Okay? Because boundaries and leadership, that's who you are, your true self. Leadership is not domination, okay? Dogs like to dominate. Male dogs like to dominate, okay? But I'm talking about your discernment. It's like your money. It's knowing when something costs you your breath. You ain't even breathing right. You ain't even breathing right. And if you ain't breathing right, you don't have your peace. You ain't getting much sleep. Your sense of self and choosing has to become somewhat different next time. It has to be different. It has to be different. Because your body is talking to you. Everything and how you choose. And boundaries is not supposed to be some type of punishment. You can't do this and you can't do that. You could do whatever. Listen. You need protection too. And clarity is how you build that. Okay? So, just rewind the video. I wanted to invoke thought. Okay? This is that type of invitation. Okay? I don't got no diagnosis for you. I don't have any diagnosis for you. This is not some type of movement built on anger. If you puffed up, this is not a place to stay stuck in the past either. That ain't gonna happen. Okay, this is about just learning how to relate without losing yourself. You have everything. I hope I've invoked something and made you even look at yourself and be like, damn, I'm wonderful. That is if you're ready to wrap your mind around about whatever it is that happened for those things, okay? Because, you want to move forward, with your integrity, with your stability, and also your self-respect. Okay? What's wrong with that? So, you're welcome here. You're welcome here. You're welcome here. Understanding is the turning point. It is a direct turning point. Clarity is how repair begins. And that's it. That's it. That is it.